This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by a thirsty, a tired Eddie, and he's roasting. Eddie, I've been sweating, don't worry about that. But we're here at Acocks Green Boxing Club in Birmingham. Eddie, just a chance for you to give back some of the time, try and get the next generation of youngsters entering our sport.
Yeah, your neck of the woods, amazing place, amazing.
I mean, why does it take us so long to come back?
I know, well, one, because, the reality is boxing in Birmingham, I'm talking about this place, by the way, not Birmingham in general, but the reality is that boxing in Birmingham is really driven in terms of ticket sales by the fighters. We've seen this time and time again where we've come. We're just so lucky enough that this time every fighter has sold like 400 tickets each. So we'll have like 4,000 in there on Saturday, which is incredible for a next gen. But when you come down to places like this, you start to realise that actually boxing is a big part of the community in Birmingham. And this club is unbelievable. I can't actually baffled by the size of it. So great to be here and looking forward to the next gen on Saturday.
The next gen on Saturday starts off with Galal Yafai. He's fighting back here in Birmingham. What are you hoping to see from that Tommy Frank bout?
Yeah, I think it's the first domestic opponent. Galal has boxed at Madison Square Garden, the O2, Abu Dhabi. Now he's back home, important night for him. Should look to cruise through Frank in style, but he's going to be very tough. And then really, I want him to go out and fight for a world title. Probably 2 or 3 more fights. We tried to get the Jay Harris fight, and I think I would like to see him pick up British European, but really 2 or 3 would be ready for a world title, and I think he's an extraordinary talent.
Eddie, we've got about 6 minutes, so we do have to move on. Obviously, earlier today, reports emerged that Alycia Baumgardner may have tested positive for a PED. About 10 minutes ago, Dan Raphael tweeted, per 4 sources with knowledge of results and paperwork, I obtained undisputed champion Alycia Baumgardner tested positive for mestelin in her urine test conducted by Drugs Free Sport prior to her bout with Christina Linardatou. Can you just give me your understanding of the situation?
I can talk much more on it tomorrow because we're issuing a statement imminently. So I actually can't say anything until that statement is released because of confidentiality reasons. But you can ask me on it tomorrow, and about 10 minutes literally after this goes out, and the same answer to everybody that's asked me. We will issue a full statement regarding the fact shortly.
Obviously, the fight went ahead. The testing was done before that. Will the fight be ruled a no contest? Has Alycia Baumgardner had anything to say?
That's a commission decision. Obviously, any testing that happened before the event, you find that close, you find out after the event. So, again, till the statement is issued, which again is imminent, again, we can talk more on it tomorrow, but I literally cannot tell you too much more information until about 20 minutes' time.
Has Alycia Baumgardner, has she said anything to you? Have you spoken to her about it?
We've spoken at that. She'll be issuing her own statement. Again, that's why a lot of these things, we are proactively ramping up the testing procedures, i.e. we're investing more money than ever in additional testing. So you're going to see more adverse findings because of the level of testing that Matchroom are operating at. So sometimes there's a big investigation to begin, and every fighter will get the opportunity to clear their name. I've spoken to her, and also the procedure, as we know, is confidential. That said, it's important to get the facts out there, and in the factual situation that you will receive, you'll see that those people, relevant people, have information regarding it. So, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but we can talk more on it once you've seen the statement.
Eddie, obviously I can see that you can't say too much until those statements come out. Just a final thing on it all, why do you feel it is that it has been kind of Matchroom fighters which have certainly come into...
We're the only one testing at that level. Every other promoter, you look at every British promoter, on their normal shows, they're not doing any testing other than UCAD Fight Night testing for international fighters. So unfortunately, because of our testing procedures and because of the number of fighters we've got and because of the number of shows we do, I think what we've had now, 3 in the last 2 years. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot in terms of high-profile fighters. But that is going to happen as we continue to increase testing.
Eddie, what's the latest with Conor Benn? I'm sure you're fed up of talking about drugs with your fighters, but are you expecting to hear anything in terms of an appeal from a British Boxing Board of Control?
Probably, given the saltiness of the situation. But we'll see. We should have information on that this week. But if he has to go through that, he'll go through it again and win that appeal, the 3rd one in a row, or 3rd case in a row. And then hopefully we'll see him back in the ring this year.
Is there anything further you can tell us about Dillian Whyte's situation from last week?
I haven't spoken to him since the beginning of last week. I don't represent him. He's going to have to go through his procedure. We wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he can prove his innocence.
Can I ask you what exactly that was found within his system?
I can't, because I've already been put on notice by his lawyer that because of confidentiality, really, I can't tell you. If I do, I'll end up in court. So again, I don't represent him. I don't speak on his behalf. You guys can contact his representatives.
Eddie, just a word on Anthony Joshua as well. Returned on the weekend, 7th-round stoppage victory against Robert Alanius. Some impressed, some critical. What have you made of those critics?
Yeah, I understand. I think people would have liked it 2 or 3 rounds earlier. New opponent, 5 days out. You know, I understand that it's people get frustrated by, I guess, the narrative as well, that he's not as aggressive as he used to be. To get booed after 2 or 3 rounds, I think is a little bit harsh.
Do you see a version of Anthony Joshua which is a little bit more timid?
Not timid, smarter, great feet, good defence, not reckless. So yeah, he's definitely changed his style, but it's a winning style, and it's a style that will beat Deontay Wilder. I truly believe that. So there's meetings going on right now to get that fight done, and that's definitely the one we want next.
Obviously, we saw some reports come out that AJ wants to try and fight a couple more times before the year's. I don't know whether that's feasible or not, but is that something you guys are looking for?
He would like to fight this year, definitely. But we also know that we've been told that the Wilder fight will be January, so we have to see. But ultimately, he wants to stay active, and he's enjoyed the activity.
Final one, Eddie. Is a Wilder fight inclusive of a Fury-Usyk bout taking place as well? There was obviously talks of putting them both on the same card.
No, standalone if necessary. They'd like to do Fury-Usyk, but I don't think they're getting any positive feedback on that. But yeah, a standalone fight.
Eddie, thank you.
See you tomorrow.